it's Carrie here at the Kickstart Summit, and you're going to be really happy right now because we're going to be talking about speaking and how important it is to be able to speak as, a business owner, as a coach, as an author. There's so many reasons why we want to be able to get in front of people and talk confidently about what we do. So go grab your coffee. Let's get this going, and you are going to be really, really excited to hear from our next speaker. Awesome. So I am thrilled today to be introducing to you Alissa Crabtree. She's a former educator. She has 17 years of experience, and she now empowers small business owners to grow through the power of speaking. All right, let's put your hands together here today for Alissa. Yay!
Oh, thank you. Welcome, everybody. So I have something to tell you real quick. I have donut trauma. And let me tell you what I mean by that. When I first started my business, man, I was going door to door carrying donuts like nobody's business, just begging anyone to talk to me. I was like sure that these sweet treats would open the door to new clients, but I kept getting they're not available right now. The gatekeeper would always stop me. And for the longest time, I felt devastated. I felt like I wasn't going to get any new clients. I couldn't get any leads, but I knew if they just talked to me, I could help them solve their problem. And so it wasn't until I purchased an opportunity to be an exhibitor with a speaking slot. Man, I was excited. I had my booth. During the conference, people were coming and chit-chatting with me friendly. I even had like maybe 2 people sign up for a meeting with me. But it wasn't until I got on stage, I finished my talk, and I kid you not, people were lining up and following me back to my booth. Man, I landed $80,000 worth of clients that day. $80,000. And let me tell you, it wasn't because I had a pretty fancy booth with tons of giveaways. It was because I got on stage and I spoke. So I'm Alissa Crabtree, and I help business owners gain clarity, perspective, and possibility in their message that they cannot yet see. And here's the bad news, guys. I hate to break it to you, but only 9% of businesses make it past the 10-year mark. 9%. That is 91% of businesses that close their doors before 10 years because of lack of cash flow and client acquisition. To me, I don't know how you feel about that, but to me, that's a little scary. So I have to ask, what is the 9% edge? What do these 9% of business owners have that the other 91% didn't have? And I'm here to tell you, it's that they have a solid client acquisition strategy. So in a crowded marketplace, how are we going to set ourselves apart from everyone else? Because we know right now, in the age of AI, in the age where everyone seems to be a coach, an author, a business owner, how do we get everyone's attention? I'm here to tell you, visibility is the key to unlocking profitability and longevity in your business. So if you want to be a 9%er, I want you to just kind of whisper it to yourself right now, or heck, shout it to the rooftops. I want to be a 9%er. Now, I'm from Texas, and I'm going to tell you a huge controversial thing in my household. As a Texan, I don't like hamburgers. I am not a fan. And honestly, I don't really eat a lot of meat. So this is something hard to swallow for a lot of people in my family. But my question is, where can I get the best hamburger? Like, if you're going to change my mind, where would you tell me? Well, no matter where you tell me, I'm here to tell you, McDonald's And I'm pretty sure McDonald's didn't come to the top of your list when you thought who has the best hamburger, but they sell the most hamburgers in the world. 6.5 million burgers every single day. Guys, it's not even real meat, but they sell the most hamburgers. That doesn't include the chicken nuggets or the wraps, whatever. 6.5 million burgers every day. So what's the secret? I'm here to tell you, the secret's not in the sauce. The secret is that they are not a secret. So if you have a business, you are an author, you are a coach, you can't be invisible in order to be one of the 9%ers. So I want you to picture it for a second. No more cold calling. Oh my gosh, I just want to think, like, how many of you hate cold calling? Maybe you're positioned as the authority in your field. Anytime someone brings up your specific niche, they immediately think of your name. You are a lead generating machine. You're growing your business. You're making more money, and you're not spending as much time doing it. What would that do for your business? How would that transform your own life? Well, how do you do that? Because it is a reality. You need purposeful visibility and purposeful, intentional speaking. That's the gold right there. So we have to get real for a second, though. You can't just go on any stage and think, oh, I'm being visible, so I'm going to get all these clients. It doesn't necessarily work that way, because the truth is, this happens quite a bit. You get up there on stage, you deliver this amazing talk. People are giving you the applause. They're all like, oh my gosh, that was so good. You did amazing. But then at the end, crickets. Nobody signed up to talk to you. No new clients. I see this happen over and over and over again. So what's the fix? We need to generate hot leads and make more money by using a strategy when you go up and you speak on stage. So if you want to be that 9%er, again, I just want you to shout it from the rooftops. I am a 9%er, because we're about to make you a 9%er right now. So I want to start with the do's and don'ts when it comes to public speaking. So here we go. Start with a relatable hook, something that immediately draws in their attention. Remember, we're living in an age of social media where their attention spans, we're all like scrolling. You got to start with the hook. Don't start with your resume. Ain't nobody care about your bio. They already know that you're credible and that you are an authority because you've taken the stage. Do structure your talk around 1 to 3 key takeaways. As a former educator of 8th graders, 17 years here, I have found that if I overteach, I overwhelm. And when I overwhelm, my audience, my students feel like they can't do anything in that moment. So you do want to structure your talk around 1 to 3 key takeaways. Don't overload it with 15 different things because you're like, oh, I got to tell them this. I got to tell them this. Don't do it. Do speak to your audience's pain, directly to their pain. What is keeping them up at night? Don't make it about you. Make it about your audience. So how do we do this? We have to begin with the end in mind and really consider, what is your core premise? When I say that, I mean, like, what's your thesis? What's the heart and soul of your talk? And here's a little trick. Here's something I want you to think about. The big 3. People are staying up at night thinking about money, growth, and time. So I want you to center your core premise around one of these ideas. So I'm going to ask you here in a second to come up with your own core premise. What's the one thing you want to prove in your talk? But first, I'm going to show you some examples. Here are some. First, I'm going to start with mine. Mine is the fastest path to cash is through speaking. That's my core premise. That's the only thing I want to prove in my talk. Now, I also have a client. She's a Mary Kay consultant. And so her core premise for her signature talk is, when you master your makeup, you master how you show up in the world. Notice how she's not stating, Mary Kay is the best makeup out there in the world. No, when you master your makeup, you master how you show up in the world. She's showing her audience why they need to do something. One of my clients is also she owns an HVAC company, her very own HVAC company. And so the core premise that we came up with on her signature talk is that preventative HVAC maintenance isn't a luxury. It's the smartest investment a homeowner can make. Again, she's showing why someone needs to do something. I also have several health coaches as my clients, and they have taking control of your health is the best way to increase your confidence. Notice each of these core premise examples are just focused on one thing. So I want you to pause this video for a second, take about 2 minutes, and write out what would be the heart of your talk, the one thing that you were trying to prove. When you're ready, come back to this video. All right. Now I want you to take a screenshot of this because there are 4 moves that a speaker needs to make when it comes to creating the luminary, the amazing signature talk that I know that you have in you. And we start with perspective, then positioning. Then you do need to work on your presence. How are you presenting your talk? And then perspective transfer. But for time today, we are really going to focus on this perspective component and how it is that you can hone in your perspective to really show that you have skin in the game, that you are the authority in your field. So ask yourself, what is your perspective? Why are you the person to solve their problem? Why you when there are so many different people out there? So how do we do this? I'm here to tell you we do this through storytelling. We need to hook them in with your perspective, but it needs to be 100% relatable. So I'm actually going to take you through an activity that I took my 8th graders through when I was trying to draw out stories from them. Everyday, relatable stories. And I'm here to say again, I'm going to use that R word again, relatable stories. So get out your pen and paper. Let's get ready to brainstorm because by the end of this, you're going to have a bank of possible stories that you can use in your signature talk. So here we go. First question. Are you ready for it? Write about a time you were truly scared. Now, for me, I always go back to like I was in 6th grade. My best friends and I are at a haunted house and they put me in the front. They were too chicken to be in front of me. So they put me in the front and I'm terrified. I got clowns jumping at me. I got chainsaws coming at me. I don't know what's in the next room. I was really like terrified for my life. I always come back to that. So I want you to pause this video and write about a time you were truly scared. Here's the kicker. It doesn't necessarily have to relate to your business. Not right now. I just want you to brainstorm. And 2, it can be something a little more serious. Like I have a silly when I was in a 6th grade haunted house. Whatever comes up to mind for you. Write about a time you were truly scared. Pause this video. Come back to me. All right, here's your next prompt. Write about a time you were frustrated. Now, as a mom of a 10-year-old, I can tell you right now, my daughter has some Texas sass like nobody's business, and she rolls her eyes at me constantly when she's annoyed. And she gets it, honestly, I'm not going to lie, but it frustrates me to no end. And so I want you to write about a time you were truly frustrated. It could be in the past, it could be yesterday, it could have been this morning, or it could be in the past. But 2 minutes, I want you to just pause the video, take some time. All right, 3rd prompt. Write about a time you were lost. Now, this could be you were lost physically, directionally, you were lost. Maybe it was you were lost in life. When I started driving, there was no GPS. Barely the internet had barely come out, and so I was lost quite a bit. And I do remember one time we did have MapQuest on the internet, and so like I had I say Google, I don't even know if it was Google then. I had put in the directions, I printed them out, highlighted them, but I was driving in the dark, so I have like my dome light on. I'm trying to read. I'm in downtown Dallas, lost like nobody's business. I was actually a little scared too because I couldn't find my location. I want you to take a moment and write about a time you were lost. All right, next prompt. Write about a time you thought, never again. I will not do that ever again. It could be something as simple as you ate at a restaurant and it was horrible. Or it could be something you tried a new adventure and it ended up being horrible. I know for me, it usually ended up around drinking. And I was like, oh, never again will I drink that much when I was younger. So take a few minutes and write about a time you thought never again. All right, here's our last prompt. I want you to write about a time you laughed uncontrollably, like belly laugh, you're crying, you pee in your pants type laugh. And by saying that, the moment that always comes to mind for me is one time my sister and I were putting on a theatrical performance in our living room. We were probably 8 and 10, who knows how old we were, but we had our mom laughing so hard she did pee her pants. And to this day, bless her, we still make fun of her for that moment. But I want you now to write about a time you laughed uncontrollably. Okay, now that you've come back, I'm going to scroll back through these prompts, and I want you to ask yourself, what do all of these prompts have in common? You were scared, you were frustrated, you were lost, never again, laughed uncontrollably. The answer is they're universal. No matter your walk in life, no matter your gender, your race, your religion, wherever you live in the world, these are universal prompts. And when we start brainstorming using these universal prompts, we're developing relatable moments. I want you to think about it for a minute. Why are comedians so funny? Like a great comedian is actually, they have the talent to bring to life these relatable moments. Like we can picture it, we get it. And why I tell you to use relatable moments when starting your talk is because you don't want to disqualify anyone from your message. If you start off with a very large traumatic story, not to say you don't ever include it, but if you start off that way, people sometimes, yes, they might feel for you. Yes, their heart might go out to you, but they automatically believe that maybe that message isn't for them because it never happened to them. So whatever story you decide to use, remember it happened to you, but later you want to make it about your audience. And it's real easy to make anger, laughter, feeling lost and frustrated back onto your audience. Now, you have some story ideas. You have these ideas that you're like, okay, Alissa, I don't really know which one. So you're going to experiment with a few. And I want you first to choose the story that could be closely related to your core premise, one that you think maybe you could twist into your core premise. And I want you to structure the story using this format: mess. Always share the mess. People love a good cup of tea. And what I mean by that is when you tell a story, you don't want to go all the way back and give all the details. Shoot it to them straight. So with mess, we're going to start with the moment, the drama, the tea, make it juicy. And then we're going to get into the emotions. How were you feeling? The reason I have you do this is because when you start describing how you were feeling, your audience is going, been there. Yep, amen, sister. Like, got it. That's me. And then you're going to talk about the struggle. What was the struggle? And finally, the shift. What is it that you now know the moral of the story based on your experience? So I'm going to take it back to how I started this presentation. I started with my donut trauma. And this is how I structured it. I started with the moment. Another door closed in my face while holding a large box of glazed donuts. No one would talk to me. The emotion, I felt like a complete failure. As a business owner, I was trying to get leads and I couldn't. It was frustrating. I was crying. I was thinking, oh my gosh, I got to give up because I had no prospective clients. And even after going door to door, no one would talk to me. So what's the struggle? Well, I knew that if I could just get someone to talk to me, I could solve their problem. I could help them, but no one would. And then I found speaking. So my shift is then that I landed a gig, I spoke on stage, I got $80,000 worth of contracts that day. And so now I know that the fastest way to generate clients, the fastest way to get those hot leads is through speaking. I structure every story using the MESS formula. So I want you to take a moment, pause this video, and take about 5 minutes and map out your story. You don't have to write it word for word, just even bullet point it and see how you can structure it using this MESS formula. Now, if you're looking at your brainstorm list and you're thinking, Alissa, none of these really work, go back and write again. This one little group of stories isn't the one that you have to stick with, but I want you to go back and build and build and build your story bank. And when you get to the shift in your story, tie it back to your core premise. The core premise, the heart of your talk, your thesis statement, the one thing that you're trying to prove, tie it back. So pause this video, come back when you've done at least one. Now, no matter which story you choose, remember, I want you to make it about them, not you. It happened to you, but you're really making this story about them. And if you really want to be a 9%er, again, I just want you to shout it in your room, or if a lot of people are around you, just like, I want to be a 9%er. Say it to yourself. You're going to be a 9%er because you're not going to give up on your business. You are going to get out there and have a solid customer client acquisition strategy through speaking. Now, this next part is for those who are tired of playing small in your business. You're thinking it's 2026 or whatever year it is when you're watching this video, and I am ready to grow my business. Or maybe you're asking, okay, Alissa, I have a story, but how in the world do I structure my talk for maximum impact? Or maybe you're terrified to get on stage. You're like, Elizabeth, this sounds good and all, but I don't want to get on stage. Or maybe you're even worried or confused about how you transition from your content to an offer to actually get those opt-ins and not the crickets. I want to invite you into my Speaker Success Blueprint session. Let me tell you, in Speaker Success Blueprint session, this is for those who are serious about growing your business and want an outline for your talk. During this 30-minute call, we are going to structure your signature talk that aligns to your core premise, doesn't overwhelm your audience, and will get you the leads that you want. Now, this is perfect for you if you're truly serious, if you know that you know your content, but you're really not sure how to communicate it, how to teach it, how to clarify it, or make it motivating. Maybe you ramble or freeze when you get on stage, or you're a coach, a service provider, an entrepreneur, an author. This is for you. In today's world, your expertise alone is not enough. The way you communicate it matters, and that's what's going to make you a 9%er, so that you walk off that stage with people lining up to talk to you, not just the nice applause, good job. So today, I'm inviting you, step into the Speaker Success Blueprint session if you want more paying clients, you want more leads, you want to grow your email list, you're tired of delivering donuts and not getting the right people in front of you. And if you want to develop that engaging talk, sign up today for the Speaker Success Blueprint. Go to the show notes, click the link in the chat, scan the QR code, but join me today and we're going to map out that signature talk for you. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Awesome. So I got me so excited. I've done a lot of speaking over the years, and I was like, wow, I need to redo my talk.
Oh, that's good, Carrie. I'm excited.
Good job. Awesome. I learned a lot, and I think other people did too, as they were watching along. And yes, that QR code at the top will take you right to Alissa's offer. So make sure you click on the QR code, and that's her free gift to everyone who's attending the summit. And you do want to register for the summit as well. At the beginning of the video, we had a summit registry that you can do that before, if you're watching this before the end of January 2025 or 2026, sorry.
Whatever year it is.
Yeah. So, but otherwise, just hit that one there, the QR code, and go right into that offer. And I would like to also say that for the summit, we're having a VIP gift as well. For those that take the VIP offer. Alissa, what's the VIP offer that you are presenting for those that are attending the summit?
Yeah, so whether you have your talk or maybe you're still in the throes of mapping it out, I have an amazing masterclass called Why Your Talk Isn't Converting and How to Fix It in 60 minutes. So go be a VIPer so you get that recording, because it's going to change your talk significantly.
All right. Okay, so that's awesome. I'm just going to change the QR code here at the top, because if you haven't registered for the summit, you'll want to register for it using that code that's now up there. And that will take you directly to the VIP offer as well after you've registered for the summit for free. And we're doing a bunch of other stuff with the summit. There's a whole pile of speakers, lots of training. The VIP gives you entrance to a whole bunch of learning and other tools. But there's also some great networking sessions going on over the 3 days, and a mastermind after the event for those that take the VIP. So lots of cool stuff happening. So excited, and so glad that you were able to join us here, Alissa, and share all of that knowledge with us. That was a very exciting and vibrant talk. I'm sure that's going to be one of the favorites of the entire summit. So thank you so much for coming today and sharing that with us.
Thank you so much. And everyone, register for the summit, and more importantly, register for VIP. You're going to get some great goods.
Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to seeing who's up next. Talk to you all soon.